Hey guys, today I'll be showing you my Drytron demo for you for December of 2020. I hope everybody had a great holidays. I hope everybody spent their times with your family, friends, or whatever. I hope you spend them really well and safe with them. I'm doing that as well. I am right now with my family and stuff to spend New Year's Eve, the last few days of 2020 with them and stuff like that. Also, I want to say sorry for the lack of videos, obviously, because I am spending time with my family, and I will be doing an update on a new setup that I'll be setting up. I'm just waiting for a component to come in. Yeah, the postal service is very slow, but I can understand that because Christmas and all that stuff, or any holidays that you guys celebrate or whatever, well, that's up. So yeah, Drytrons. This will be the last video of 2020 on my channel. That's crazy. That's really crazy. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. And so Drytrons is really fun. I actually gotta say this. Drytrons are really fun. I wanted to order the entire course set when it was really cheap, but at the time of this recording, they're all sold out, and people are reselling the main spell or the ritual spell or some God knows what prices you guys can think of, like $60 to $70, and you need 3 of this card or whatever. But it's just crazy, and I just don't understand why people do this thing. Drytrons is just a fun thing. But overall, let's start with the deck profile, shall we? Now, what are Drytrons? First of all, Drytrons are a new form of ritual summoning. So easy enough, if you have the ritual monster in the graveyard and you have the ritual materials on the field, you can use the ritual spell to send those to the graveyard and summon the ritual monster. It can be for any ritual deck, which is really great for any like splashable mechanics that you want. You can even give this incantations if you want to do incantation. I've seen Megalith Drytrons, and it's really good. This is the one that a lot of people are using is Drytron with Cyber Angels, and yeah, this has a little bit of my taste as well, and I will tell you what it is. And yeah, let's start with the deck profile, shall we? So let's start with the Drytron. So first off, we're running 3 copies of Drytron Alpha Tumba. This card, all the Drytrons have this effect. You cannot normal summon / send monthly for special modify the effect of a Drytron monster, a Drytron card. You can choose one other Drytron monster or a ritual monster from your hand, from the hand or field, to special summon this card from your hand or graveyard in the defense position. Then you can then after that it has a very special effect. Obviously, all the Drytrons have that effect that right there until he says defense position. Then you can add one ritual monster from your deck to your hand. You cannot special summon monsters except monsters that cannot be normal summon / said the turn you activated this effect. You can only use this effect once per turn. That's crazy. It's really nice. It's really nice card effect, and there are some ways that you can do this that you cannot normal summon / sect, because there's other summoning mechanics that you can do. So yeah, pretty much. So next up is 3 copies of Drytron Zeta Aldifiba. I'm gonna call him Zeta because that is a weird name to say. It really is. It's really weird. It's really weird. It is really weird. But yeah, let's see. It has the same effect like all the Drytrons, and yeah, we're gonna be reading of what it does. Then you can add one ritual spell from your deck to your hand. You cannot, and that's pretty much it. This adds the ritual spell to your deck to your hand. It has the same effect structure. The only thing is when it's then you can blank period. That's it. Next up is 3 copies of Drytron Data Altaze. Same effect. This one, what it does is that you can reveal one ritual monster or one ritual spell from your hand, and if you do, draw a card. That's pretty much it, which is nice. A +1. Pretty good. Then for the 1-ups, we're running with the 1 Drytron Gamma Eltane. Same effect. This what it does is that you can special summon 1 Drytron monster with 2000 of attack from your graveyard, except for Gamma, and that's pretty much it. And last of the other Drytron monsters is Drytron Beta Rustane. Rustane, that's how you say. This one, what it does is that then you can return one of your banished Drytron from monsters to the graveyard, meaning that the ritual monster banished some of your Drytron monsters. You can bring it back to your graveyard, which is pretty nice, I gotta say. So that's pretty much all the Drytron main monsters. Ritual monsters, we're going to be going in sections. We're all going to be doing in sections. So first are the Drytron monsters. Now let's go for the Herald package. Now the Herald package is 3 copies of Herald of Orange Light. This card is just a free negate if you have a fairy on your hand, and it's not once per turn. It's really nice. And then 1 Herald of Purple Light. This one, what it does is it negates trap cards. As long as you have a fairy in your hand, you can send both of them and negate, and if you do, destroy it. I gotta say, I never tried Herald of Orange Light nor Purple. I played them and I loved them. I wish I could play this at 2, but I can see why a lot of people play this at 1. I can see why. So that's pretty much for the Herald main monster package. Now, we're gonna be going for the non-other cards, things, and stuff like that. We are running 3 copies of Artifact Lancia. Now, first of all, if you don't want to run this, you can cut it out and put it in the side deck, as long as you do know what you want. Or you can put this in a synergetic deck for 40 cards, and then having the Lancias in your side deck to maneuver in many ways that you want to do that. So Lancia is really good because you're going a lot of decks that they need to use banish right now, like right now Alistair the Invoke, Dogmatica Invoke, Dogmatica Shaddolls, stuff like that will cost you a lot of problems. So this is a good card, and it's searchable with 1 card. And I was gonna say that's crazy. This is searchable. So the card that we're using to be searching is Eva. Wow, this little guy I can't believe this little guy is now relevant. And it's really good. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can banish up to 2 other light fairy monsters from the field and or graveyard, and add the same number of level 2s or lower fairy monsters with different names from your deck to your hand. Meaning, for what searchable was that? That meaning that if this card is already in the graveyard, you can just banish it because it's not going to do anything. Use Eva's effect so you can add your Heralds of Purple and Orange Light. That is crazy. That is really good, and I gotta say, that's really good. And I'll tell you how you can, it's searchable Lancia. I'll let you know, guys. I'll tell you guys. So Eva's really good. She's a level 1 and she's a fairy. This little guy is gonna do so much great things in the deck, and I love it. Next, for the other ones, we are running 1 Vanity Ruler. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like this, but it's a free, beater monster, and this will bypass the Drytron effect, meaning that you cannot normal summon, but it doesn't say anything about tribute summoning. So that's where it comes into play. Tribute, it only says normal summon. If you read right, you cannot normal / set, but it doesn't say nothing about tribute summoning. So tribute summoning is a-okay. As long as you did not do your normal summoning, tribute summoning is perfect. Then we have 1 Dawn Knight. This is like the mech card of the deck, and it's just it's okay. The only way I can use this is with Union Carrier, because it can be sent to the graveyard and all that stuff. And yeah, it's an okay. The great thing about this is that you can send Eva to the graveyard, or any light monster that you want, and activate their effects from the graveyard. Last fairy monster is Manju of the 10,000 Hands. I wanted to play this more, but I can see why it does brick. Obviously, this card's normal flip summon. You can add 1 ritual monster or ritual spell from your deck to your hand. Simple enough, and you can just use it as a link material. Simple as that. Now, this is for me a spicy flavor. Now, this is for me, if you guys want to use it, is 1 Cyber Giant Core. The reason why is because he's a level 2 machine monster. because he's searchable in some ways. And he has this: when this card is normally, you can add one cyber spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. So obviously I use this so as a searcher, a plus one searcher for cyber emergencies. That's what I use. I run this at 1. I think 1 is really good because I can use this for link summoning or whatever. I can just boom that, and boom that. Just, for me, it's great. If you don't want this, then don't run it, don't do it, or whatever. But I like it, whatever. Now for the ritual monsters. Now the ritual monsters are very specific of my taste. Everybody has different tastes of what it is, but yeah. But the most important ones are 3 copies of Ben 10 and 1 copy of Natasha. Now Natasha is becoming really good now, and she's getting expensive now. She's now at $3 each. Now I remember when I had Cyber Angels, I did deck and it was like $10. Now this card is gonna be a little bit now crazy to get, but yeah. But it's a little bit crazy to get because I've seen so buyouts and stuff. Obviously, I already explained Natasha's effect, and if you want to check it out, there is a link in the description for the Cyber Angel deck profile I did a long time ago. But yeah, now for how are you searching artifact lands with Benton? Benton is not a once per turn effect. You can literally tribute all 3 of them with the power of all the Drytrons and just literally search the entire deck of light fairy monsters that you have. Ruler, Lancia, Manju, the Heralds, Eva, the whole shebang, even Natasha herself. Great, just great. Then we're running for the Drytron ritual. We're running 1 Drytron Meteon's Dragonis. This card is amazing. This is a 4,000 beat stick. It can only be ritual summoned with Drytron. No, my bad. Meteonios Drytron, the ritual spell. Sorry. Your opponent cannot target this card with a monster effects if the total level of the monster used with this ritual are 2 plus more or less. I mean, 2 or more less. This card attack are special summon monsters your opponent controls once each. So easy enough, this guy can just attack all the special summon monsters, which is great. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can banish monsters from your graveyard whose combined attack is total of 2,000 or 4,000. Then 4,000. Then target one face-up card your opponent controls for every 2,000 attack for the total. Send that card to the graveyard. Doesn't get destroyed. It just sends it. So what it means that for as many monsters that you use that has 2,000 or 4,000. You can target those cards and send them to the graveyard. So easy enough. You can send 2 Drytrons, and that's 4,000 right there. And that's 2 cards on the field, which is good. And yeah, which is nice, I gotta say. It's not bad. It's a really good card, and he's a beast. He's level 12, and I just love ritual monsters. I'm glad that ritual monsters are getting back to the front row of the game. Then, for my personal opinion, I play the 1 Drytron Meteonus Quadratus. Nobody plays this, but I play it because it's actually pretty good, because it raises your opponent cannot target this card with spell and trap cards or effects. So easy enough. That's great. And it reads if this card is total monster, and this card's total level of monsters are used for this ritual summon for 2 or less, you can destroy spell and trap cards your opponent controls. If this ritual summon is destroyed, you can special 1 Drytron monster from your graveyard, except for him, whose combined attack total exactly is 4,000, which is really good, in my opinion. Obviously, not a lot of people don't play this. I play this just at 1, and that's pretty much it. Now for the spell, we're playing 3 copies of Cyber Emergency. This literally searches every Drytron monster you want. Literally, it searches any Drytron, which is good. The 1 foolish, so we can send our Drytrons to the graveyard or Eva. Pretty simple to that. Then we got 3 copies of Drytron Nova. This is the card that's right now $40. That's the card that I'm sad that I'm gonna get. I might have to proxy this. I did order the other Drytrons, which is okay, but this one I have to proxy it until, you know, it goes down to pricing. Yeah. Special summon one Drytron monster from your deck, but destroy it during the end phase. You can only activate Drytron Nova once per. You cannot special summon. You cannot special summon except for that cannot be normal / set monster. So easy enough. You can special summon only, monsters like that. Stuff like that. Then we have 3 preparation rites. This will add a level 7 lower ritual monster. This will easy enough to give us our Bentens and our Natasha, which is nice. And then if you have the Drytron ritual spell in the graveyard, you can add it to your hand, which is nice. Then I run 2 copies of the ritual spell, which is Meteonis Drytron. People run this at 1. I don't know why you're running this at 1. I like it at 2 because you never know what they can do. Because they can negate it and you can't get back the Drytron spell. This card can be used for any ritual monster from your hand or graveyard. That's the great thing. Also, tribute a machine monster from your hand or field whose total attack equals or exceeds the attack of the ritual monsters you can ritual summon. Instead of the level, this is just the attack, which is great. If this card is in the graveyard, you can target 1 Drytron monster control. It loses exactly 1,000 of attack until the end of the turn. Your opponent's turn. If it does, you can add this card back to your hand, which is great. Some good synergy, meaning that I have 4 copies of the Drytron's ritual spell. Then we got 3 copies of Drytron Farnier, the field spell. I don't know how you say that name. When this card is activated, you can add 1 Drytron spell track card from your deck to your hand, except for Drytron Farnier. The activation of this card effect of a ritual spell card cannot be negated once per turn if a monster is normal or special summon face up while you control a Drytron monster. You can reduce the monster's level by 1 per 1,000 of its attack, minimum 1 for the rest of this turn. You can only use this effect once per turn, which is really cool, I gotta say. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much for the main deck. Now for the extra deck, we're running 1 Relinquish Anima. Sorry about that. My computer needed some charge. So yeah, 1 Relinquish Anima. This card is really good. I thought this was gonna be bad in the deck, but it's really good, I gotta say. A lot of people don't expect this, but yeah, Anima is just really good. The 1 Link Rebo, the 1 Herald of Marriage Light. Every time a spell tracker or effect activates, quick effect, you can send 1 fairy monster from your graveyard to hand to the graveyard and negate the activity. And if you do destroy this. If this card your possession is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card, you can add up to 2 ritual monsters and a ritual spell with different names from your graveyard to your hand, which is really good because this actually helps you with synergy. But yeah. Then we got the 1 Unicure. This is the Unicure that will help you send Dawn Knight to the graveyard. Nice. Then we got this Genoter Traverse. This card's really good because this card links summon and this card's points cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effect. If this card points to 2 monsters, you can switch the controllers for those monsters. So easy enough when your opponent has a monster in the either size, where the that marker is pointed to, that arrow is pointed to. So easy enough, you can steal it, and yeah, it's not until the end of this turn or anything. It's yours until it's dead. When it's dead. Then we have the Nightmare Package, Unicorn, Phoenix, and Service. You can't go wrong with that. The 1 Boros Sword, it's just end games. Now for the Exceed Package, we are running the 1 Lurelust Assembling Nightingale. This is just to finish games. So easy enough, you can put like you can special summon a bunch of Drytrons and just combine them, which is pretty cool, I gotta say. This gains 200 of attack for each Exceed materials. This corresponds to, so easy enough. If you summon 5, that's like what? It's okay. Once we're doing the player's turn, you can attach 1 material from this card until your monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects, and you take no further damage. So easy enough, she can be protected by herself, which is nice. Then we have Kikiginaga Fujo, or I call it the WTF bird. I call it the WTF bird because of that face. I love that face. Requires 2 level 1 monster unaffected by the card effect once per turn. You can attach 2 materials from this card for the rest of the turn. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, you take no battle damage from the attack involving this card. Very nice. Then one Cyber Dragon Nova. Because here's the thing. Why are we running this? So obviously we have for we don't have. We can use only Benton. Actually, my bad. We can use Natasha. We can use Artifact Lancia to do this. But what exactly? Why are we doing this? So easy enough. If we're going with against Maximus Dogmatica. It says that we have to send cards to our graveyard. So easy enough, this is what it is. If this card in your position is sent to the graveyard by your opponent's card, it doesn't say from the field. Doesn't say anything of the field. You can special summon one machine fusion monster from your extra deck. So easy enough. This is good. And we'll see. And I'll show you what is that we're going to be summoning in this deck. And then we have one AA Zeus Sky Thunder. It's one of the best cards right now in the game. This is just a beat stick, and it's really good. Quick effect can attach one materials and send all. Okay, yeah. My bad. Once per turn, if an XC monster battles this turn, you can also XC summon Divine Arsenal AA Zeus Sky Thunder by using one XC monster you control as a material. Transfer their materials to this card. Quick effect can attach two materials from this card. Send all cards from the field to the graveyard. Including send all colors, meaning that he stays, everybody goes. Once you life another card you control is destroyed by battle by card effect or an opponent's card effect, you can attach one material from your hand deck or extra deck to this card as a material. Pretty cool, I gotta say. Now for the future monster, this is another. We have one Elder Entity Tinus. This is against Dogmatica Maximus. They don't see this coming sometimes, which is really funny. Which is funny. It's just funny. And then the one Macabre. This is to summon with Cyber Dragon Nova. Pretty simple. Send it if they send this, we bring out Macabre. They get surprised when they see a Macabre. But yeah. And that's pretty much it for the main for the extra deck. Obviously, extra decks are always, and I mean always, hear me out, always optionable of what you want to play. Play whatever you want, play whatever things you want, as long as it's your personal preference. Obviously, the same thing as the main deck. If you want to run into 40, you can put all three Lancias into the side deck, or the Cyber Dragon Core, the additional copy of the Ritual Spell, and what else? And yeah, pretty much these three, and the Ritual Monster, Drytron, Meteosis, Quadratus. Those three cards, you can put them into the side deck or the Lancias. In my opinion, because if I know the deck, I know how to. This deck can turbo out a lot of stuff, so you can easily enough turbo out your deck a lot, which is nice. Yeah. Now for the side deck, this is not actually a side deck. This is just for me when I was experimenting. Is the two Heralds of the two Herald monsters, because you are running a lot of fairy monsters. So yeah. If you want to, like, you can take off this Drytron monster. Put the Herald, or put this there, or whatever you want. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you want to do that, if you want to put any of the Herald monsters, like okay, I'm having too much fun with this. But anyways, that's pretty much it for the deck profile, guys. So, I am really enjoying this deck, and it's really fun. I can't wait to get all these cards right now. The sad thing is that I will be practicing Cyber Dragon Drytron Nova until, the price goes down, because the price of it's just really, really high. And 3 copies of this for $46? I don't see it as the thing. Like, for me, I would totally spend it on the Zeus, because Zeus is just the one copy. I don't know why people run double basically 2 Zeus. I can see the joke right there, Konami. And yeah, so guys, that's pretty much it for that. I wish, if we can go back to normal, if I can get all these cards, I wish I can make a live deck profile with the new stuff, the new equipment that I'm getting on the mail, like, cameras, studio microphones, and all that stuff that I've ordered. Yes, you heard me. So to upgrade the quality of my videos and all that stuff, I'm slowly increasing the quality of my videos. That's what I want, increase my qualities of the videos so I can give you guys better content, something fun to watch as well. But yeah. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, comment, like, subscribe, turn that notification bell if you want to stay up to date with videos. And I hope everybody has a great day, have a great New Year's Eve. And I'll see you guys later. And if you didn't like the video, there's the door and there's the window, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.